Very good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you're all doing very good and also following all the sessions. I hope that you have even watched the video which I did on infectious agents and the causes of the infection. Okay, so today we are going to deal with another topic which is means of spread. Means of spread. So, means of spread. How these diseases are spread from one person to the other person. That is what we are going to study in this particular unit. So now here, if I'm telling that they are spread from one person to the other person, that means they are, you can say, communicated. They are communicated from one person to the other person. That is the reason why we call them as communicable diseases. So the diseases which usually spread from one person to the other person are basically called as the communicable diseases. So all these kind of diseases, they will communicate, or you can say they will transfer from one person to the other person. So it's a very easy job for them. So such kind of diseases are called as the communicable diseases. So now there are different ways how they communicate, right? There are different ways how they can communicate. So first way, we are seeing that air is a medium of transfer. It is a medium of transfer. So there are many diseases which transfer through the air. Nowadays we are all in a terrified situation. Even we go outside, we put a mask, isn't it? So why we are putting a mask? Okay, you know the best, right? You know the right answer because you might be following all the news and everything. So because it is a pandemic situation, so we are all using the mask so that the air which is outside should not enter into our nose, right? So, and that is the reason why we are using the 3-layered masks, okay, and the N95 masks and whatnot, because we want the air not to enter into the polluted air, or you can say the air which is filled with the virus and all, that should not enter into our nose, so it should be filtered. So that's the reason why we are using the 3-layered masks, and also that's why air becomes a medium of the transfer of many microorganisms. There are several diseases, which usually transfer because of the air. For example, you can say pneumonia, you can take the common cold, you can take the tuberculosis. So these are all the different diseases which usually transfer through the air. And these kind of diseases easily spread from the one person to the other person. For example, if you take the common cold, right? There's a common cold which we suffer from. Okay, so that particular cold, if it is an overcrowded places and all, if there are very good amount of people, for example, in the cities and Mumbai city or Warangal city and whatever it is, so Hyderabad, so you can see huge crowds in the roads, and if you go to cinema theaters, again there'll be a crowd. If you go to some malls, there'll be a crowd. So whenever a person sneezes, whenever a person coughs, right, whatever the virus which comes out will stay in the air for some time, and when the people over there will keep on breathing that air, what happens is those virus will enter into the other person, right? So that is how they can communicate from the one person to the other person. So easily they can communicate, like we are communicating with each other, they can also communicate with one other person. So that is how they will transfer from one person to the other person, and that is the reason why the other person also starts suffering from the same kind of disease. That is the reason why we are all wearing the mask, isn't it? Corona is a disease, okay, which easily spreads through the air, right? So when a person is near, when he sneezes or when he coughs and all, definitely the other person may have the chances to get the corona, right? So that is the reason why we are all wearing the mask, and we are all maintaining the social distance. So that is how we are trying to avoid the corona, right? So these all diseases which are usually transferred from the air are called as the airborne diseases. What they are called as airborne diseases. So here there are some diseases which are airborne. One is pneumonia, second one is common cold, third one is the tuberculosis. So these are the different examples of the airborne diseases. So especially during the places where there is no proper ventilation, where there are closed doors like theaters and all, so there are chances that if a person who is sick in that particular area, if he sneezes or if he coughs and all, like whatever the virus which is there inside, that will spread into the air. Okay, and that is how there are chances that a healthy person also get infected because of this virus and also will get the disease. So that is how airborne disease usually they easily travel from the one place to the other place because air is acting as a medium. So if air is acting as a medium, they can easily travel from one place to the other place. So majorly these whatever the things which comes out during the cold or cough and all, like they will be in the form of droplets in the air, right? Already we have seen that seen the news that the virus, coronavirus also, it will stay in the air for some time. They will stay on the metal plates for some time. They'll stay on the no other soil for some time. So everywhere, how much time they can survive, that is all given. So even it's also reported that some around 12 minutes or something they will stay in the air. So if a person is passing by, if he breathes that air, then it will be a trouble to that particular person. So that is how we are reading several kinds of news every day, right? So droplet infection is a major one, especially when it comes to the air. They will stay in the air for some time. Okay, and that's the reason why now we have to be very careful regarding all this airborne infections. I'm not talking only about the corona, but even the other infections also, other airborne diseases also. Not only these three, there are several other diseases which are transferred because of the air, and air act as a medium here. Okay, so that is how air will act as a medium for several diseases. Then all the diseases which are communicated through the air are called as the airborne diseases, or they're called as airborne diseases. Okay, the second one is children, like water. Water is also acting as a medium. Water is also acting as a medium for the diseases, right? So whenever a person is suffering from some health issues and all, for example, if there's a worm infection in his body, okay, and whenever he goes to motions, right, in open areas, so whatever the things are there, there will be they get into the drinking water somehow, and the drinking water will get polluted with large amount of eggs or the worms and all. So if normal people will keep on drinking that water, what happens is those people will have a chance to get the diseases. Now this usually happens in the place where there will be a huge lake. That's the example we are taking from ears, a very huge lake where you can see that some people will be washing their clothes, and those clothes might be of an infected person. So when they dip in the water, this is causing germs and all, they can get into the water. And at the other place, they'll be washing the buffaloes. Okay, at another place, someone will be defecate and they'll be washing, so that is also will be happening. And then when you come to the people, they will swim into the water, they will be keep on swimming in the water, and they will urinate in the water. Okay, and the same water, a lady will come and she will carry the water, right, in a pot. So what happens if they drink this water? How many kinds of germs are getting added to the water? So these are the germs which are added to the water, and they are causing definitely these different diseases which are which can even cause death to the people. Diarrhea is a major problem in these places because originally, if such worms and all, if they enter into the water, and if people are drinking that, if the people nearby are drinking that, if they completely depend upon this water, just assume how many germs are entering into the body of a person and how he's getting infected. And all these infections are they are through the water. It is even reported that there is coronavirus in the garbage water. Okay, the sewage water which is running in Hyderabad, they have tested the water and they have come to a conclusion that even that water also has traces of corona. So this is how the water also carries, especially we will talk about the cholera, right? When you drink the contaminated water, when you drink the polluted water, when you drink especially the water which has a lot of pollutant, a lot of germs and all, especially the disease which you get is the cholera. And so that is the reason why we have to make sure that we are drinking the safe drinking water. And every day you will see the ads in the TV, like you use this particular water filter so that you can get the fresh water. Okay, use this kind of water filter. So every day you will be seeing all the ads in the newspaper or the TV or in the media. So because everybody is concerned about the health and safety of our body, so we are mostly concerned of our health and all. So that's why what we will do is we will heat the water first and then we'll start drinking the water. Because if you heat the water, to 100 up to the boiling point and all, like 100 degrees centigrade, then what happens is the bacteria or the viruses and whatever in that, they will die. Okay, and then you can use the water. Okay, then you have the different filtering methods also, by which you can filter them, and then you can use the water so that they will be completely disease free. So that is the reason why we have to use only the safe drinking water rather than drinking the contaminated water. So, and apart from that, the first measure what we have to take is we should not contaminate the water. We should not contaminate the water. Whatever the drinking water is there, that should be very clean. Government is already taking measures to secure the drinking water, right? To provide security to the drinking water. So they already kept some boards. If you go to the canals or if you go to some lakes and all, there will be boards. So you should not throw papers here, or you should not throw the plastic or litter here. So everywhere you can see the boards, and you are not allowed to swim in the water. So that is how they are taking the measures. And also now, as we citizens of India, we should make sure that our India will be disease free one day. So only if you contribute to that, then only we can make it possible. Okay, children. So this is about the spread of diseases, means of spread of the disease. Okay, children. So tomorrow we will